Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds.
Mixin', fixin' for another big game. It's a coach. You're set for Madden football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see running back Joe Mixon coming off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
A first down throw for Winston. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Mixon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run. Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Let's go, 30 base. Ain't no such thing as a look. 61, matchbox lights. Hey, Haywood.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
70, Indy.
Don't let it free. Play that tight deep. Don't let it free, defense.
Twin, you're out.
Sony Michel, his first carry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Darren Lee there to get him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, they run with Michelle. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL against the run, number 19 overall.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they'd have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins. And they're hoping to do it consistently here. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there. Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case. Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start. That's true. But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball. No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 19th touchdown now of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot? Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that. I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break. Here's 2nd and 8. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now back to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. It's the first catch of the game for Kupp, and he's got a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that'll set them back 5.
60 Pittsburgh. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 15. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A 3rd down gain of 19. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Looking to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up.
Look at me. Go. Hey, you.
Back to throw here. Well, that'll be caught by Kupp. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Yeah. 43 is the mic, boy.
He'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Hey, come on, come get some. Come get some.
And they will run it with Michelle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
Hey, lock it. Get it.
They'll try to run it in. Michelle. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Here's Winston. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Joe Mixon. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 41-yard line.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On second down, Mixon, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. He's got a man. It's Williams. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Here's Winston. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Geno Atkins has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Go. 5.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Mike's 43. Get the
Go.
2nd and 10. Throw left side, complete to Cup. That one good for 13 at a New England first down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Let's go, baby.
Hey, team 6.
Mike's 57's Mike. It's our field. Hey, it's our
5.
He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Come on, set.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Shit.
You draw quarters. Smooth.
23's the Mike. Not today, you are.
Head up.
They'll set up a throw. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready up.
This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
43's the Mike. I got him. Mike's 43.
Go. 2.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Winston. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ballgame. Jameis to throw it. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Winston under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Here we go, here we go.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Complete. Smith has it. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Check, 43. Rip right.
Hey.
43 is the mic. 43.
Hey, Delta.
Squeeze, double.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got a man open. That's Harry. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Here we go again.
From the gun, Winston. And able to find Kirk complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Go. Check 26.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Again, it's Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's how we do it.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Watch the shit.
Rock it. Let it go. Now.
They'll run with Michelle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now.
Check. Motion.
Hey, exit.
Motion out of the backfield. Mike's 43. Mike's 43.
Go.
2nd and 9 now. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
On the ready.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
80 weapon.
And let's get this. 43 is the mic.
Hey, Haywood.
43.
Fine.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Hey, Echo.
Mike's 43. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic.
Yep.
65. 65.
Hard. Hey, Charlie. Go. Put up.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's caught. Smith. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Yeah. Be driven.
On the ground is Michelle. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Kill. Turn up. Big ass. 36.
Hey.
Again, it's Michelle. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
50, plant.
Heavy on the edges. Check.
Ready.
He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Cooper Kupp with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. That's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. To throw, Winston. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 25-yard line.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him, not just a matter.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour? And he's going to go down again. Duke Riley in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw is Winston. He finds his running back, Mixon. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
March 43. March 43.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And it's Michel once again. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Look at me. Zipper.
Back to throw here. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 42.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Open man right side is Cup, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy.
Here we go. 60 out now. Let's go one more. Switch. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Do. Lock it. Show it. Check 52. Hey, watch it. Hey, lock it. Let go.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Now what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead. So how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check. Fresno. Good. Check 4. He's coming. Double up.
They'll keep it on the ground. Michelle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Winston readies the offense. Down 24-17. A minute 51 on the clock. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw. Open man is Uzama. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. He's back to throw. That's caught by his tight end Uzama. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
And it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Once again, they run with Mixon. How about this defense? For a 3rd straight play, he's going nowhere. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Patriots are close to finishing off this football game. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now all the focus, it shifts to the Bengals. Trailing in this one now. A little under 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a 1st down.
Ready? 125. He's timing you. He's timing us.
1st down, Winston. Open man is Ross, complete. Gets through and now an opening. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Patriots are going to recover, and that should just about assure victory. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Back. Hey, alert 3. Hey. Shoot.
They'll keep it on the ground. Michelle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Ready. 30 base.
First down, New England. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Patriots, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL.